afternoon. Tyler Rowland coming to you here from the Ironton Classic, which we're covering on My Town TV. And I want to welcome you to this edition of Rowland Sports. This is where you meet the athletes. And with me here is a multi-sport athlete, and not just one that plays multiple sports all year, but also does multiple sports in the same season. And Evan Williams, it's good to be with you here. And first off, talk a little bit about basketball for Ironton. And I know it's been a slow start for you guys this year, but you're showing some real potential out there. Talk about what it's like, because I can tell this senior class you have, it's a real close-knit group.
Yeah. We've been together since rec league, and we've grown together, and we have a great underclassmen group, and we're trying to get used to each other a little bit. And it's not what we wanted at the beginning, but I know the end of the season is far more important than the beginning. So I think we're going to get on a roll, get a win, and then keep growing off of that. So I'm really excited to see for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. And you've had quite a successful volleyball career. You're definitely known for your defense, but as phenomenal as that career's been, this year you took on football as well, being the team's kicker. And this is something that I just find it, because, it's hard enough doing one sport in a season. It's so demanding, the dedication. I played football and can relate to what that's like. But talk about what it was like having to juggle two sports on top of academics.
Football at Ironton's a huge deal. So, it wasn't just like playing anywhere. The standard's so high here. So, Trevin really worked with me and my schedule, and he understood. He pushes everybody to play multiple sports, and, Coach Campbell, my volleyball coach, was open about it too. She thought it was great. So, it was a lot at times, because I try to be an all-A student. I am an all-A student, so just finding the balance was kind of hard at first, but once I found it, it was like nothing else. Like the experience I got, it was just awesome. And, I wouldn't trade it. Honestly, I wish I would have started sooner, because it was just something I'll never forget.
Yeah, and what led you? I heard Coach Pendleton actually approached you about the idea of being the kicker. What was that like?
We have an 8th period class. It's weightlifting. So last spring when it was warm outside, we would go outside and just try a lot of different sports. And, I grew up playing soccer, so I knew how to kick a soccer ball. So I tried to kick a football, and I ended up being pretty good at it. So Trevin saw me, and he saw that I had a little bit of potential, and if I kept working at it, I'd be okay. And we have 2 kickers that are a little bit younger, so they don't have that much experience. And I've been in some high-pressure experiences with volleyball and basketball, so I could handle that. And Trevin texted my dad one night and was like, "Hey, will Evan kick for the football team?" And I was like, "Anything I can do to help." I was like, "Of course."
Wow, that's so cool. And speaking of just walking by, talk about the volleyball experience and what it was like. I know you had a pretty awesome coach in Coach Campbell.
Volleyball, I started in 7th grade. It was it was one of the most fun sports. It wasn't very stressful for me, because I knew that there's a lot of plays in volleyball, and you can just make up for it. And, I never thought I would be that good at it, because I never really watched it growing up. But, I fell in love with it the more I grew up. And the relationship you have with volleyball girls is a lot different than any other sport. And I grew up to love it, and that's why I found success. So, I wouldn't trade those experiences for the world either.
And, Evan, talk about, I know it's hard right now, and like many, I know you're thinking, of course, that big decision comes up your senior year about your future, but let's say that you are at some point, because I do believe that if you were to play college sports, that you would be an asset somewhere on just about any team. But what would you bring to the table that would be valuable to a team?
I think my greatest attribute is I'm a perfectionist at everything I do. So any sport I see, I just want to be the best at it, no matter what that takes. So I feel like when I do that, I can kind of set an example for anyone younger, even older maybe. So even playing football, I kind of tried to do that just for younger kids. And I worked behind the scenes to, be a better kicker. Like basketball, I stay and shoot. Volleyball, I put in the extra work. So, I'm just trying to be the best I can be. So I feel like my hard work is probably the best attribute I have.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and talk a little bit about the Ironton Community and what you like about it.
This community runs on sports, and, this is where I want to raise my kids, hopefully. So, running out of the tunnel, getting announced in the starting five, that first serve in volleyball. There's really nothing like it in this community. You can just feel the support behind you, win or lose. So, I mean, there's no community like an Ironton Fighting Tiger community.
Yeah, and Evan, these are questions I asked for the base to get to know you better. What's something that maybe you like to do, you and Tegan and maybe some of your teammates, when you get I know it's probably tough to get a free night at this point as much as you guys do, but when you do, what would be something you guys like to do locally?
It's a small town, so there's not that much to do, but what a lot of kids do now is we hang out in our very own parking lot here and we just sit and talk and socialize, and it just really makes me like blessed that we can just sit in our high school and the like nice high school we have and just socialize. We'll drive around a little bit, see any cool places around here, but really just spend time with each other and enjoy each other's presence.
Hmm. And what do you think about the Ironton Classic and how this event's gone?
Yesterday our game didn't go out how we wanted, but the games after that really took my mind off of it. I just love watching basketball. I go home and watch my town videos all the time, just any game I can watch. So high quality basketball is the best thing to watch. So it's a great experience here.
Hmm. Yeah, and what would be for and continuing with these questions, what would be like was there a particular music, a particular song you listen to, or a warm-up routine you have?
I'm in charge of our warm-up music, so we have a certain order of songs we go to, like one we run out to. So I try to listen to those songs every single day, like before we have a game. So that's probably my ritual.
Hmm. Nice. Well, Evan, we thank you for your time today, and be sure to stay tuned. You'll get to see Evan, and you'll get to see this Ironton's women's basketball team under Coach Williams, and they're pretty fun to watch. So hopefully you'll get the opportunity to see them. If you can't make it in person to Ironton, be sure to check them out on My Town TV. And oh yeah, I did forget to ask Evan any shout-outs. I always ask that last.
My basketball team, my football brothers, my volleyball team, and my family.
Nice. All right. Well, we thank you all for tuning in. I'm Tyler Rowland, and thank you all for watching Rowland Sports, where you meet the athletes.